So if you've been following along on this collection journey with me, you'll probably already know that I only collect Imperial helmets for the most part. And if you've seen any of my helmet collection videos, this will back that up. For the most part, only Imperial helmets. Except for when I don't. Let's get into this. All right, welcome to another episode of Paul's Collectibles. It's good to have you. Thanks for joining me. Today, we are once again back to talking about my main jam here on the channel, and that is full-size Star Wars helmets. However, this time, I've made an exception to what I normally collect. See, I have an X-Wing pilot helmet, the Carson Teva helmet from Black Series Hasbro. Now, the reason why I did this is because I will be perfectly honest with you. I had never heard of or seen the actor Paul Sun-Hyung Lee prior to his appearance in the Disney Plus Star Wars series, but I was immediately enamored with the character Carson Teva and the actor. He's just a great down-to-earth guy. He's got his own YouTube channel. He interacts with his fans, and what I like about the character is, as you've probably heard me say, I'm a big fan of the everyman in Star Wars. Sure, Darth Vader and the Jedi and all those are really cool and I enjoy that, but I've always been really interested in the regular people in Star Wars and how they got along. And that's why the Andor series to me was so great. But back to Carson Teva. If you watch the current series on Disney Plus, you'll know that this guy seems to be the only one in the Republic that has any sort of common sense or awareness of what's going on, and he seems to be the thread of keeping things together through these series. So, big fan of the character, big fan of the actor, so there was no way I wasn't going to pick up this one X-Wing pilot helmet. But all of that being said, let's take a look at this thing and see how Black Series did on this helmet. First off, really quick, the boxes on these are super standard. They're using that 5-sided box once again, and you have a number of different pictures of the helmet, as you can see, as you go around with some schematics. But my favorite part is the Black Series insert on this. Paul, just looking like he's ready for war, very serious, and if you know him, he's actually kind of a really nice, easygoing guy, so I really like that very serious picture of him. Let's get this open really fast and see how they're packing them now, because I've never gotten an X-Wing pilot helmet. I don't know if it's in 1 pieces or 6. They're doing that same cardboard inset, and when you open it up, it appears that the padding all comes separately. There's a bunch of padding just right on top, and there's more padding, and then oh, the chin strap is separate, so that might be the only parts we have to put together. And then the plastic bag comes off, and it's wrapped in tape, or excuse me, paper. And then inside the paper is the helmet. So let's get this thing downstairs on the review table and take a really good look at it. Okay, so there's everything that comes in the box. You have this snap-in chin strap that comes separate. You get 2 of these earpieces of foam like this, and this headpiece. And it doesn't look like they have any way to attach, but there's a brilliant Velcro system inside that helmet that allows you to attach them very, very easily. So let's get this stuff in and take a look at the helmet. Okay, so there's everything inside the helmet, and as you can see, it looks really screen accurate, to be perfectly honest with you, with all that really nice padding in there, and the chin strap is snapped in, and it's also adjustable on either side, so no matter what size head you have, you can adjust that to fit on your chin. But for display, let's start off with these lenses. These are very nice. I don't know if it shows up on video, but there's like some weird striations in the plastic where if it's like it's not perfect or something and it doesn't rub off, so I wonder what's going on with that. But that's being really picky. Overall, it's very nice. I love the really clean lines on the front here. It feels like this is painted on. I think it doesn't feel like decals. It's slightly raised. It's got the beautiful gold line up there. The white on this is kind of matte white. It's not a glossy white, and I think that's accurate for sure. And as you come around, you can see that they've got the black detailing in here, and then more of the black detailing, and then his blue accents underneath here with that interesting rebel symbol that so many of them are wearing. And this is just, it's perfection. You just don't see any mishaps or any bleed over of any of the colors or anything. I mean, and to be perfectly honest with you, and I've said this before, these Black Series helmets, yes, they're supposed to be toys and probably for kids. and they're not supposed to be 100% screen accurate. But for the quality you are getting on these, for the amount of money, I think these are up to about $130 now, and sometimes you can get them on sale. They're just phenomenal helmets. It feels beautifully smooth. Everything is cut in very, very nicely. As you come around, you can see the gold comes all the way down to the bottom and then ends in the rubber gasket, which is around the bottom down here. And it appears this is where you get the battery pack open. Now I'm told that these have different sounds and things that come along with them, whereas the Stormtrooper helmets always have like voice changer, which are silly, so I never bother with them, but I might actually check that out for this video. But as you keep coming around, I mean, what a beautiful, and that's the other reason I wanted this helmet too. This is a beautiful X-Wing pilot helmet design, and I love the color scheme and the way it looks, and they did a really good job with this. It's all nice and cut in, the rubber gaskets on there good, and apparently that's where you're going to push the button to get the sounds to go off. Okay, I'm figuring this out as I go. And then this mic attachment up here, it feels like you got to be careful because I don't want to bust it off, but it moves around and it's flexible, and you can put it in whatever position you want if you want to nose breathe through it or whatever. But look at that, just a stunning helmet, if I do say so myself. And I'm really excited to get this one into my collection and on display. Now, it's good and sturdy, it doesn't shake, the pads stay in there, and the good news is the pads you can take out if you have a larger head like me. Like when I tried it on, I only needed this top pad because these were squeezing my head too much and I couldn't get it over my head. So then you can just take one off or put them in different places, because I'm sure that the Velcro works in either place. And you can see probably in there, it's a little difficult, but there's the speaker right up in there as well. So, and the other speaker. So let's take a look at putting some batteries in there and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I got the batteries in. It took about 2 minutes, and I was correct. Underneath this plastic piece which here, which pops right off, you need a Phillips head screwdriver, and the batteries just insert in there, and there's 3 of them. Now, before I got back on camera, I tested the audio on the interior of this thing. It's really quiet from the exterior because I'm imagining the speakers are right next to your head and they don't want it to be too loud. And it is comprehensive. There's a switch back here that allows you to switch between 2 different modes in there. One is, I think, from the Mandalorian, and one is from the Book of Boba Fett or something like that. And the middle part is off. And I tested some of the audio, and wow, it's like a whole scene that goes on. So I'm gonna put the mic right here so you can hear, and then I'll go through a couple of them, but I'm probably gonna fast forward through some of them because some of the scenes are when he pulls over the Mandalorian above that planet right after they build the N1 starfighter, and it goes and goes and goes and goes. I was shocked at how much is in there. So let's take a quick listen to what you get.
One more thing. Yes? I need you to send us a ping. We're out here sweeping for Imperial holdouts. With your craft in the proximity of UFO collectible platform, come on, Razorcrest. Don't make us do it.
What say you fix that transponder, and we don't vaporize that antique the next time we patrol the rim?
So as I mentioned, there's a quick run through of just a couple of the sounds, and you saw that it has lights that will go off up here. There is just a ton of stuff that goes on each time you push that button. One is a list of stuff that happens when they meet him in the Razor Crest, and you flip to the other side, it's when he has the N1 starfighter. But there you have it, just a quick look at the Black Series Carson Teva X-Wing pilot helmet. They knocked it out of the park with this one. The detail on this is beautiful. It's got comprehensive coloring, and they did a great job. If you're into this kind of thing, this is one of those Black Series helmets that I can actually highly recommend. They've had a couple of misses, but not this time. It's beautiful. And finally, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, maybe consider doing that for me. That's a great way to support my efforts here at Paul's Collectibles. And if you're someone who's been watching my videos for a really long time, or you're already a subscriber, you know I greatly appreciate you. And with that, I'll see you on the next video.